Following breaking news this morning, speaking of the weather in our neck of the woods, how about on the West Coast this morning? The cleanup already beginning after deadly mudslides and flooding. Cleo Green with us in studio with the latest from overnight. Cleo, they are seeing so much rain there and it's causing a lot of problems.
Yeah, Mark, this is historic. In fact, if you're walking around your home this morning and you're listening to us, come a little closer to your screen to check out this video that we found this morning. Historic rainfall triggered mudslides and rare hurricane force winds left a deadly trail of destruction. At this point, we know at least 3 people in Northern California have been killed by falling trees. North of Santa Cruz, this woman narrowly avoiding disaster, a tree falling onto the roof of her vehicle. That vehicle damaged, but thankfully she's doing all right. Further south, parts of Los Angeles getting 12 inches of rain, more than a month's worth in 24 hours. More than a dozen people had to be rescued. Back to those mudslides, all right? That's the big story this morning. Now, dozens of buildings damaged or destroyed, cars left buried in thick mounds of muck, entire homes have been washed away. This morning, they're expecting even more rain. The ground is so wet, so rescue crews are actually on standby in the event of more mudslides, Marielle.
Yeah, and you know, we have to think back at some of the burn scars that were left over, and what we're dealing with now is that threat for the flooding on top of those burn scars. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of our maps here. I want to take you to the West Coast because we are dealing with this very slow storm moving. And what's happening is basically the jet stream picking up a lot of moisture from the Pacific and dumping it in Southern California. It's what we call an atmospheric river. It kind of just seems like a hose that just sprays Southern California and doesn't stop. This rain has been widely consistent over the last 24 hours. This will continue. I'm going to stop the clock at around midnight tonight because around this time is when the rain becomes from widespread to just scattered across the area. But I want to point out that at this point, more moisture still moving in, some of the higher terrain now dealing with some of that snow across the higher terrain. We do still have those flood watches and warnings in place for an additional 1 to 3 inches of rain. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it is considering that a lot has already fallen and up to a foot of snow in the higher terrain. So Mark definitely taking a very, very close eye on this as a heavy hit West Coast continues to deal with it.
They are struggling. All right. Thanks for the update, Maria.